guys, what is going on? School's out, so it's time for the Homeschool Dropouts. I have Joey and Evan with me today, and let me just move the mic. What are we talking about? Hearthstone?
Hearthstone.
Oh boy.
Okay. So
Off to the races, guys.
Let's just explain what Hearthstone is.
Oh boy.
What?
Hearthstone is a
kids.
mobile or a game that you can get on your computer.
It's a card game.
Yeah, it's a
Trading card game. Or not a trading
it's a
card.
collectible
It's a
card game.
collectible
card
It's an
game.
important difference because
You cannot
can't-
trade.
yeah, so technically your cards have no value, but
I just got really depressed.
That's kind of depressing. Well, it started off on the computer, and it's just an online collectible card game based on the Warcraft universe. And it's a really rich universe that Blizzard has crafted. That makes it really fun to play. It's cool seeing all the little interactions and voices that happen between cards.
You
I
see,
think it's always fun.
you see, I don't even.
Leroy James.
I turn off the sound whenever I play.
I do too
Hearthstone.
sometimes when I just want to listen to music and like grind ranks. But
I always listen to music, so that's something that
I think you should listen to the voices sometimes. It's funny. There's a lot of character. But let's talk about our experiences with the game. Starting with you, Evan. So
I'm a new player. I'm terrible, honestly.
what's your rank right now?
19. Well, that's because I found a deck that was pretty good that I got that I could complete almost entirely pretty early, and so I mean, there's a learning curve there. I'm not that good. I make a lot of screwed up plays.
A lot of screwed up plays.
Yeah, and my arena, which is the drafting. If you any of you Magic nerds
You
know
pick
what that
between
is.
3 cards
Every
30
round.
times.
30 times, yeah.
And make a deck out of those cards.
And I'm really bad at that. So yeah, I mean.
But have you been enjoying the game?
Oh no, it's a fun game. It's really fun. I'm just not very good. Not yet. It's not as fun as Magic to me, but that's just because I'm a nerd for Magic.
Yeah. So me and Joey have kind of been playing for a while. But what drew you in? I know you were kind of like off put by Hearthstone for a while. But
Yeah,
now you're finally starting to get into it.
Yeah, so that's another thing. I played Hearthstone when it first came out. I didn't like it mainly because at that time I was super heavy into Magic, and
He's talking about Street Magic, by the way.
yeah, I was pulling those rabbits out of the hats. So Hearthstone didn't feel really that complex. It just felt like swinging in with your creatures until one of you is dead.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of it. And then I saw recently that they added in like different card types and different rules and different things you could do. And so I thought I would try it.
Yeah.
And now he loves it.
Well, I think that's the draw of Hearthstone. It's
The simplicity.
yeah, at its core it's really simple. Like play a card every turn, your mana crystals go up, but only to 10, so it can't really get that out of hand, you know.
There's some things that it can do better than Magic, too. Like,
You don't get mana flooded or screwed.
well, you can't do that. And also, certain cards say, if you have a dragon in your hand, do this ability. Magic can't do that because you'll have to reveal part of your hand.
But there are cards that do that.
But you'll have to reveal it.
That is true. Like they'll know exactly what card you're holding. You know, like if you
In Hearthstone, it's a mystery what
if
you
you
could
just play
have.
like a Draconid operative, they just know you have a dragon. That's it. What else?
What brought you into Hearthstone, David?
It's a long time ago. I was playing Diablo 3 at that time. if you know what that is. And I started up my Battle.net launcher, and then like in the sides there was like an advertisement for like Hearthstone, and I was like, whoa, what's this new game? And then I went on YouTube and I saw this Asian dude playing Hearthstone. His name is Trump SC. Yeah.
He's still playing.
He does.
too.
Yeah, I still watch him. And I was like, whoa, this seems pretty cool. That actually takes me back, Evan. That was when I probably had the most fun, was like when I was like ranked 23 and I was like looking up the best beginner decks for Priest with like the basic set. When like when Yeti was still good and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was probably when I had the most fun because I was still like learning the game and everything seemed so fresh and new to me, you know.
Yeah. I mean, there's something, a deep draw to Hearthstone. I mean, we all love it or enjoy it.
I love it.
What about you, Joey? What are your thoughts?
Well,
what drew you into Hearthstone, Joey? You've been playing it for a while as well.
Longer than us.
no, I haven't been playing longer than David. I started about
I was playing in the open beta, dog.
a year and a half ago. I think I started, and I had to stop because I don't have a computer and my phone wasn't good enough to play, so I stopped for about 6 months. But what brought me in was most of my friends were playing it and talking about it, and I wanted to get in and, you know, beat them.
Yeah.
But I couldn't at the time. And now, the same friends, I'm a lot better than. Not David, actually. But I'm going to call out a boy. I don't know if we're allowed to say names, but
We're doing it anyway.
Billy Armbruster.
Oh, God.
You're better than Billy?
I'm better than Billy. So, and also the arena experience, like, drafting was my favorite thing to do in Magic, and the arena is it's similar to drafting, and I could do that whenever I want. I didn't have to wait till the certain day a week and pay a certain amount of money. I could just pay my gold, which I got for free, and do the same thing.
Yeah, arena's really fun. It's cool to like put together a deck of just random cards.
I'm not a big fan of drafting in Magic. I actually really hate it. I don't necessarily like arena either, but that's just because I don't enjoy that type of format.
What bugs you about drafting?
For me, like, it's like I just don't like I am the type of person that doesn't like to build decks. I just like...
He likes to net deck.
I like to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
To take credit for somebody else's work.
No, I like to net deck and actually get good at playing the deck and have skill of the deck. That's... Like, for me, building decks doesn't really interest me.
Yeah.
Skill to me is deck building.
Yeah,
If you can build a deck, that's skill.
Yeah, I don't think it necessarily takes skill to just net deck. But I'm not going to say I don't... I do net deck to an extent, but I think what makes like a good player is like, okay, you net deck something, but then you play a few games and you see what's working and what's not, like how the meta is, and then maybe you throw in a few cards of your own.
Well, of course, yeah, exactly. But the reason why I net deck is because of my experience as a Magic player, which is that. In Magic, I net decked everything because I didn't, because a game like Magic is just so complex. That's what I would have to do. So it just that's where it comes from for me. But the other thing about arena, and this is something I have with draft too, is that I'm not necessarily sure how much skill there is in arena, only because the idea of arena is that you pick the best card out of 3 cards, and I mean,
what do you not like about
3
that?
is just not enough for you.
You want more?
I mean, like 3 is not enough for me because I just think that leads to problems. What, like an arena where like they give you 3 cards that one helps Murlocs, one helps dragons, and one helps like beasts. And then you have to pick one of them, and the rest of the cards that you get have nothing to do with them.
Yeah, but I just think that system's part of like the whole risk and reward thing. You know what I mean? Like, you can take the risk of branching out into another archetype, or you can like keep going with usually the more neutral option, which is more safe, if that makes sense.
I think another thing that I have an issue with Arena is that they only give you 30 cards, which is the maximum for a deck, and minimum for a deck. That's the only number you can have in cards. So you can't like pick cards and then decide what's going into your deck like you can with drafting.
Oh, you're saying like how in draft we pick the cards and then we build the deck.
Because in drafting, on the amount of people you're picking, probably about 60 cards altogether.
Yeah. So you like the more variety.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think either way it's basically the same because everybody's working with the same stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like in Magic, everybody's getting a lot of variety, but here everybody's choosing from 30 cards anyway, so everybody's like on the same playing field. It might just require like a different skill set working with a more limited card pool.
That you haven't acquired yet.
I don't necessarily want to gain skill in Arena.
Well, I think it's important too, though. Like, I mean, like I said, I think it is the best option.
I mean, it is the best option
for
free to play. I just don't enjoy playing that format.
Yeah. Favorite deck. Like,
that's what I was gonna ask.
Sorry.
Sorry.
What are we playing right now? What have been some of your favorite decks?
I've only been playing one
I
deck.
gotta look at my decks real quick.
All right.
I opened it earlier.
I have one deck.
One deck.
People are gonna hate me for this who play Hearthstone. I play Murloc Paladin mid-range.
I don't think people will hate you.
That's not that bad.
People hate you if you play Jade Druid, which I have not sunk to the level of yet, but I might just because I want to hit Legend.
Yeah.
I'm currently at rank 19 or 20.
But, I mean, I complain about it, but there's going to be Cancer. Like, Cancer's just whatever deck everybody's playing that month, you know?
Yeah.
I have a deck called Not So Toast Hunter.
Did you get that from Disguised Toast?
Disguised Toast free-to-play Hunter deck that I morphed a little bit because I had some better cards.
Yeah. Hunter, okay. I'd say you can build a free-to-play Hunter deck and get to really high ranks pretty easily, actually.
He went to Legend with it.
Yeah. Because a lot of Hunter's good cards are, like, in their commons, and they have Savannah Highmane, which is a rare, but it should be a legendary. Because it's just way too good.
I don't think it should be a legendary. I think it should be...
I think it's way too good for
It should be an epic.
I don't know. I think it should go to legend. Summons too high.
But you need 2 in the deck for it to actually work that well. Anyway, I also play Scourgelord Garrosh in a warrior deck. That's my other deck that I play.
Yeah.
My favorite cards include Hogger, because he's funny.
My favorite deck of all time is probably...
The 30 legendary deck.
No.
All legendaries.
It's probably like some variant of Paladin. Like Control Paladin.
Paladin.
I don't know. I really like Paladin. What I really wish would work is the Quest Priest, because I really like the idea of Death Rattles.
Death Rattles are one of my favorite.
Yeah. My favorite card. I really like Sylvanas Windrunner.
What does she do?
She's in the Hall of Fame now. She's a 6-mana 5/5. And then her Death Rattle is gain control of an enemy minion.
Mm.
Yeah. But they moved her to the Hall of Fame, so she's not in Standard anymore.
My favorite is
favorite card.
Probably Murloc Tidecaller.
He's the one that gains 1 attack every time you summon?
Yeah, he's the 1/2 for 1.
Why do you like? Is it like his design?
Because I just
he just plays.
Because I'm a Murloc kid, so I'm not very familiar with cards as we've established. So,
there's
the only card
legendary Murlocs.
Well, Finja, which I don't have, and the other one isn't required for
he's out of standard.
Yeah.
I want to know what you guys' least favorite cards are, though.
Least favorite card. Mine would probably be like in terms of design, and probably the artwork and stuff.
Well, mine would be in terms of I hate it. Jade Idol.
Ooh.
I really hate that card.
Why do you hate it?
Because Jade Druid wouldn't be a thing without it.
Well, that's the same for like
So
a lot
you
of.
just hate
They've
the
never
entire
nerfed.
deck.
They've never nerfed it.
It's a card that defines an archetype, right? But there's a lot of cards that define decks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like Archmage Antonitis.
So you really just hate.
Without that, there would be like no Exodia Mage, or maybe without Sorcerer's Apprentice. But I see what you... I think the problem with Jade Druid is that they've never really put in something to balance it. And then it makes a lot of control players angry because it'll always win against a control deck because of the nature of how the Jade Golems just keep growing, you know?
Yeah.
But that's interesting that you like Discover, because I actually don't really like Discover.
Why don't you like Discover?
I think it's gotten to the point where, okay, you build a deck, right?
Yeah.
And most of the time, if you face somebody on the ladder, it'll be like, and it's a meta deck, you'll probably have a decent idea of what his deck list is.
Yeah.
But with Discover, it gets to the point where you probably don't even know like what 50% of your opponent's hand even is.
Yeah.
So how are you supposed to play around it when their hand's just, especially with Rogue, which has a lot of cards that add random cards from other classes to your hand. Like,
well, they need to...
So, like, if it gets to the point where, like, you don't even know what, like, half or, like, 3/4 of your opponent's hand is. So how are you supposed to play around that? What counterplay is involved when it's just random
Well,
cards?
you see, to me, that's just an easy fix of changing the mechanic to where where they give you 3 copies of cards in your deck.
I don't know. I feel like that would make some decks maybe too consistent and too powerful.
Well, then otherwise you would just get rid of the entire mechanic.
I don't know if it's a good mechanic. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's a good mechanic. I think it's prevalent in Rogue a lot. Like, they have this card called Undercity Huckster, which, when it dies, add a random class card to your hand from any class.
Burgle.
What else? There's Stone Tusk Defender, which lets you add a random discover a taunt minion, so you discover.
Yeah, I played that in Murloc Paladin.
Yeah. So you don't, and that's RNG. You could get in Paladin. You could get Tyrion. You know,
which I have many times.
Yeah, it's slanted towards class legendary, so you'll usually get like either Tyrion or Wicker Flame Burn Bristle.
So let me ask you this: if you think Discover is a bad mechanic, do you think that Hunter card, the 3 mana summon a random beast?
3 mana summon a random beast. What's that card?
Call of the Wild?
Yeah, Call of the Wild.
Yes, that's a bad card.
Do you think it's a bad card?
That is a bad card.
I'm just asking.
It's a great card.
Every Hunter I play gets Huffer when they need it.
What is Huffer?
It's the 4/2 charge.
Oh, yeah.
So you can attack right away. Instead of getting something like the Leok, which gives your minions +1/+1. But usually they play it on an empty board, and they get Huffer charge. Instead of like Leok, which would have no effect because they don't have any minions. Or Misha, the 4/4.
On an empty board, Misha is the best, though.
I don't think it is.
Unless you're at 4 health.
I think Huffer's the best because usually Hunters are trying to push face damage.
Yeah, mid-range hunter needs Misha though.
I don't know. I think it's a bad card.
I think it's a good card. Auto included all my hunter decks.
It's a good card, but it's bad design. There. Obviously, like, if I was playing a hunter, yeah, auto include. But it's a bad design, in my opinion.
It's a bad card, but I play it.
I'm gonna play good cards. That doesn't mean I like them.
I mean, in Magic,
That's why I don't like playing hunter, but it's the only one I can win with.
Yeah. What else is a bad card? Call of the Wild. 9 mana. It used to be 8 mana. Summon all 3 animal companions. That card is cancer.
I love that. Well, I don't play it, but I love that card.
It's cancer. All 3 animal companions.
He's calling you out, Joe.
You get a 4/4 bear. No, a 5/4 bear. 2/4 Leok, and then a 5/2 charge Huffer. Because Leok buffs all your minions by 1 attack. It's crazy.
I mean,
I hate aggro.
Yeah, but it's fun.
I like interactivity. That's what I like. Even though it's not like Magic where you can interact by like playing instants and countering and stuff.
you see, if Hearthstone had more ways to counter spells, because I know there is one counter spell in the entire game, which is a secret.
Yeah.
But
literally counterspell. It's called counterspell.
Yeah, I know. But if they had like more ways to counter things, then it would be my new favorite game.
Well,
because I just enjoy that kind of play.
Here's the thing. I don't know if that's the development philosophy of Blizzard. I think they kind of want to keep things simple. You know, how many deck slots?
Counterspell's also not a good card.
It isn't a good card. Secrets aren't generally good.
There's like one that's good.
Ice Block's the only good one. I think.
Barrier sometimes.
You see,
Barrier's
decent
good in that deck. It's usually in that deck, but I don't know.
You see
It's like here's
because I in Murloc Paladin I'm playing Hydrologist.
Yeah.
Which is the 2 mana Discover.
Paladin secrets are
noble sacrifice every time.
Yeah.
I choose the one where if a creature dies, if a creature dies, you return it back to hand.
But what's good about that is you don't have to put the secret in your deck. Actually, you just discover the secret.
Yeah, so
it's different from like
so you think
taking up a slot in your deck with a secret. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I probably wouldn't.
So do you think that in the context of secrets, Discover is a good mechanic?
It makes secrets good, but that there's the RNG on getting a bad secret there too. Because Noble Sacrifice is probably the best one. But what if you get like Eye for an Eye?
What is Noble Sacrifice?
So,
whenever you get attacked or anything on your side of the board gets attacked, summon a 2/1 Argus Defender. Not Argus Defender.
It's just like a
Noble Defender.
It's just like a generic
to block or to that it attacks and stuff.
Yeah, but then you could get a card like Eye for an Eye, which is when your hero is dealt damage, deal that much damage to an enemy hero.
I've won off of that card.
I've won off of that too because it's fun to play against like Mage with the ice block, and then is that what you've won off of?
Yeah, like Mage, and then just dumb people.
Yeah, but it's really easy to play around if you're even kind of smart. What else is a bad Paladin secret? The Kodo Escape is a good secret.
Which is the one that
Getaway Kodo?
Getaway Kodo. That's really good with like Tyrion.
I like the one when your opponent has 3 minions. When they play the 4th, kill it.
Yeah. But I don't necessarily think that's good design for secrets because I think Getaway Kodo's a good card and so is like Noble Defender. But I wouldn't ever take up a deck slot in my deck with those cards.
Yeah, just like the Hunter Secret, Explosive Trap is a good card. It's like the only good Hunter Secret, except I wouldn't put it in my deck.
Yeah, but there was a time when you did run it because of like the scientist dude I was talking about who pulls it from your deck.
Putricide? No.
You know what I'm... The 2/2 from that. That's
Yeah.
good because you don't have to actually play it. But then if you ever drew it, you'd be like, damn, I have to freaking play this now. I think a better design is to make secrets good enough to where I'd actually consider running them in my deck, taking up a deck slot.
What I'm getting from you is that you just hate every effect in Hearthstone that is based off of randomness.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't like
I'm asking. I mean,
anyway.
This has taken us like 2.5 hours to put together. You're gonna see about maybe 20 minutes of it, but you know,
at most.
We talked about a lot of different stuff.
Because we're all friends, we get off topic.
If we get 1,000 views, we will show the entire unedited recording. This is the Homeschool Dropouts.
Enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you did it, just refresh the computer and give it another shot.
I'm Joey Mosslander. Wait, no.
Why'd you say it like that? You were like, I'm Joey Mosslander.
I'm Joey.
I'm David.
I'm Evan.
This has been the Homeschool Dropout.